phone, pay your tax. If you want to sell your phones, pay your tax. If you want to sell your phones, if you want to sell your phones, if you want to sell your phones, pay your tax.
Pay your bloody tax.
That's right. Vodafone owns £6 billion. £6 billion. Think of the libraries, the hospitals, teachers, the police. Think of what you could have with that £6 billion. Instead, it's been hoarded off to a shady bank account, shady backroom bills and creative accounting. And this is why we are UK Uncut, and we are here on the streets to protest about this. We will not be quiet. We want this unfairness addressed. We are here, we will stay here until corporations like Vodafone pay their fair share.
Yeah!
Pointing out that this isn't actually a radical thing whatsoever. We are protesting because we think that there's a fairer way of doing things and that it's completely achievable to build our society on the basis that the people who need to be looked after have access and recourse to that help. With Vodafone owing £6 billion, that is standing in the way of building a better society for all of you people.
Once again, the £6 billion Vodafone owe us is equivalent to all of the cuts to all of the local public services from your local council. So if you like libraries, if you like childcare, if you like
them, I love them!
if you like after-school sports clubs, join us, because Vodafone are stealing from you. Vodafone, pay your tax!
Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Vodafone, pay your tax! Simone!
This is non-violent direct action and it really gets on the government's nerves. But I think that you can all see that we're not doing anything wrong. We're just pointing out the hypocrisy and the injustice that everybody faces. Woo!
Foot traffic.
Shut up and go.
We are failing elderly, we are failing the vulnerable, the ill, people with disabilities, we are failing the young, we are failing those who want to get an education. Enough! First of all, we want to get people paying their fair share of taxes. Let's end these tax loopholes. Let's end this legal tax evasion. And let's get companies like Vodafone giving us back the £6 billion they stole from us.
Close yeah.
Are we all right? Serious?
We are just having a drink.
Occupying the pub.
In terms of futures...
So, why are you filming? Is he... I just don't...
He's not with us.
No, okay, fine.
Do you not mind, do you?
I don't mind.
Do you not mind?
No, we were fine.
In terms of futures, I did send a letter quite some time ago via email to the mailbox.
I'm access the mailbox.
Okay, collective responsibility.
I think the people who access the mailbox are probably arrested.
If you have got any sort of influence or contact, it may well be better at this stage, given that you're sort of, if you like, in terms of public perception on probation.
In what sense? What's the purpose of the email, though?
Well, the purpose of the email was, can we sit down and discuss so we can get some ground rules together, and it's, if you like, of mutual interest to both the police service. So we put out a lot of resources on this, which could be better serve policing the boroughs as much as they can.
Absolutely.
I agree, 100%.
Okay, we promise not to break the law if you promise not to police us.
That's way above my pay grade. Way above my pay grade. In all seriousness, it would be useful to sit down and come to some common understandings, because if we have protests like we've had today, or even if they go slightly further than today, I personally, and the other 3 people on Westminster, who are the majority of the people who come out and do my job in respect of the command role, we all think the same way. You'll get a consistency of purpose from us, so you'll know where you stand. What you don't want is a constant identification in the public mind of you with the people that they associated you with.
And what would be the ideal outcome from your point of view? What would you hope to establish?
Well, the minimum evincing presence to satisfy the stakeholders who inevitably you're targeting. They pay a business rate, they're entitled to a degree of police attention. They pay a business rate for they pay to us, they pay to government and council. Over and beyond that, normally if say, and I've had Branson on my back for this for quite some time, if HMV or Virgin had an event, which is a commercial event, and they want us to do this sort of barrier lines and the crowd control, we say, give us some money. Because that's not our core business. Okay. It's their commercial event, they're making money out of it. If you want us there, that's special services. Right. But public order is one of our core fundamentals. If you look at my strategic intentions, it's preserve village base, facilitate lawfully demonstration proportionally appropriately, etc. Which allows you to do what you want to do. But as we discussed this morning, it has limits. Okay. We're sitting in the middle, balancing your rights and the rights of the businesses, however you see them, but it would be really, really useful. You've got my card, you've got my email address, feel free to pass that on to whoever wants to use it.
All I can do is email it to the same address you've got. I don't have access to any of those emails.
I appreciate it's a organisation, but it'd be useful. The fewer people we put on with the reliance that you ain't going to do anything particularly stupid. Okay.
I'm not uncharacteristically stupid.
But what sort of guarantees would we get from you though? I mean, so for example, last weekend, lots of people did get arrested for doing pretty much nothing. They're literally sitting down outside the store. So if we said, well, we'll do this, can we have anything in the other weekend?
Is that you are toe-to-toe with another group of people who have a completely different agenda. Okay, you've got, if you like, wrapped up with that. Now, my suggestion to my superiors is that if we've got a block within a demonstration like last weekend, is UK Uncut, for Christ's sake, put somebody like me, like my colleagues in Westminster, who has experienced contact, dare I say, a degree of credibility with you. You know what you're getting from me. You've seen me before. You know that I'm going to allow you to go thus far and no further. Okay, and that accords with what you want to achieve. You get somebody totally unused to you, because the legislation sort of we're using, Section 68, Section 69, is a little bit of a grey area in all sorts of ways. We don't usually use it. I usually get Lords when we get speakers on the pitch, because they're trespassing on land. And they're interrupting the lawful activity.
You heard us talking about the street.
Sorry? You heard us talking. Have you got you carry on. You've got a body like mine you really don't want to see.
What about, the other thing is though, out of interest, if we were to put in a freedom of information request for the people that are taking our photographs all the time, would we be able to get that back? Because that's quite invasive.
It's something that FIC teams, they use, I'm not sure what legislation they use to...
Data protection if there's information held on.
Yes, you can get it and they will release it to you.
That would be interesting.
There are limits on the data protection, it's operational effectiveness, etc. But if they hold data about me, I've done one on me. It's amazing what they hold data. I thought they'd forgotten that with an air gun when I was 16.
Sorry.
In all seriousness, the guys that are out there, they help me. In some ways, they retard your.
What's happening? Chatting.
They can break on if you like lunatic elements. In other ways, they are actually. I'm not looking to identify who you are. I don't care. I see different faces every week, some common faces. I don't care who you are. My primary aim is to keep that balance. And my secondary aim is to ensure, frankly, there's enough people go through the criminal justice system every year. It's difficult enough to get a job in the current circumstances. Many of you are undergraduates. I've got children not far off your age. I know I don't look that age. They're going to be looking for a job in 2-3 years' time. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be even more difficult with a criminal conviction for having trespass behind you. I don't want to see any of you in that position get that. I really, really don't.
And what precisely would we have to do to get them?
Sorry?
Where is the line? Where precisely is the line?
Well, I mean, half the time when I've been in Lloyd's or Topshop or any of the other places, Boots, actually going down there and acting in excess of a permission to enter. Okay, you go in there to shop, that's what you're given permission. They are private premises, they're like your homes. You go in there for a particular purpose. If you go in there and do something that's in excess of that permission to enter, you become trespassers.
What about if you went in to buy something and then sat down?
Well,
if you bought something as a customer and then you sat down?
Well, if you're like me, following my children around, I need to sit down and get assistance at the time. They're all girls and listening. If you just sat down because you're waiting for other people, that's fine. If you're sitting down with the intention or with the effect of stopping other people carrying out...
So that's me knocking your stool.
That trespass turns from simple to aggravated. And that's when it turns from civil to a criminal offence.
If by our actions customers can still shop, but yet the store takes the decision to shut it down, then they are preventing their customers to do it.
The law doesn't look at it that way. The law looks at it as it's a causal connection between your intervention and the effect on the customer. If you look at what was happening in the public place on the street, people were walking in the street rather than coming in anywhere 15 feet of you because they were afraid. They're associating with you with lots of... Seriously, you watch them do it. I don't think a lot of people like people were telling us
we were trying to say that you don't mind. But you know, some people are frightened of things, but there's nothing scary about us, and there's nothing scary about what we're doing.
You might think so, and I don't disagree with you, but the perception created in other people's mind. You're talking about Middle England who've got no political consciousness, no particular interest beyond...
Yeah, it's probably because there's more of a police presence there. There's a police presence there.
I don't know, there's this massive gap into which the public would rather walk into the road and risk their lives in front of the buses than come near.
Practically, we're getting off topic. Practically, what you're saying is you want to speak with the people who are and you would like an agreement on acceptability of protest. You would like the protest to be
It would be useful. Now, I'm not seeking to impose limits on protest. I've been on too many myself. I have very firm opinions myself, which would be likely, you'd be surprised to know, to the call of your own. And you find a lot of my officers are in exactly the same boat. We're not robots, we have got brains of our own. So, a discussion to understand each other's perspectives, for a start, would be useful. Now, putting the resources we've got on it today, 50-60 cops, which could be better used giving reassurance to the
I
boroughs.
understand your point there, but we didn't tell you to put 50-60 cops.
No, you didn't.
That's a political decision. That is a political decision. Sorry, that is a political decision.
It's a risk-taking
and we cannot be held responsible for the fact that it's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary.
How many of us there are?
Seriously, no. Be honest with me. Was it unnecessary to have that many people?
What I don't judge
based on what happened on the street.
On the street, no.
No, exactly.
On the unknown which we faced on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, but that unknown is political because that unknown is not.
Well, it is and it isn't when you have big businesses, and this is the political reality, okay, who therefore have an influence elsewhere, and that influence starts dropping all the way down. That's the way the world works.
What about another thing though? How far away do you think you guys are from going on a march yourselves? And what's the opportunity? Really? It's a shame. We keep hearing that you guys are actually, you're going to get...